sometimes things seem so obvious to me that I just wouldn't even think of like somebody doing it different or struggling with it. I was talking to somebody recently and I was talking about like I was making bacon, and he said, I never make bacon. It's such a mess. It makes grease splatter all over my kitchen. So this is the solution for that. Okay, I'm gonna cook some bacon. We're gonna make some BLTs for dinner tonight. It's an easy dinner. We've got sourdough bread and we've got bacon, and it's quick. So to make it so when I cook bacon, there's not a grease splatter all over the place, or I'm confined to a skillet where I'm flipping over 5, 6, 8 pieces of bacon at a time, we're going sheet tray, half sheet tray. Parchment paper. Parchment paper makes it so all the fat collects here. You just throw the parchment paper and the fat away. Cleanup is so easy. I use my ugliest sheet tray though. So if it does, like, if I do accidentally spill some fat onto my tray, it's cool, it's my ugly tray. Okay, bacon. I buy bacon from a local butcher and then I cryovac it and then I freeze it. So there's always bacon in the freezer. And I'm just gonna lay out strips, and I wanna make sure that they've got some space between them. If they're too close, they will stick together, but it's just bacon. I mean, they'll come apart. So a pretty simple thing. Parchment paper, sheet tray, lay your bacon out. And this makes it so you can actually cook quite a bit of bacon at one time. Like if you're doing like Sunday morning breakfast for your family, or you get house guests and you're cooking bacon, this really speeds things along. All right. And this is just how much bacon I have, so this is how I'm fitting it in there. A row, and then some stragglers down here. Kim and I are not having BLTs tonight. We're having something different. The kids are having BLTs. And then, as always, trim up your paper so you get good airflow over the edge of your sheet tray. And I'm gonna go in the oven at 400 degrees. Oven's preheated, and maybe take a look at them after 10 minutes, flip them over. But I want to get them rendering out their fat, so they're frying in their own fat. My bacon's been in for 10 minutes. I'm gonna flip it over. I know it's not even close. It's got a ways to go. As you can see, it's not close. But I'm gonna flip it over. Every piece. It'll probably take 20 minutes or so, which is cool because it gives you time to do other things. Like if you were making pancakes, you don't need to be managing bacon. It's in the oven, pretty much on autopilot. Or if we're making BLTs, this is kind of an easy dinner, right? Bacon cooking in the oven, you can slice up some tomatoes and avocado and stuff. All right, back in the oven. I'm set a timer for 10 minutes. Timer for 10 minutes. And we'll see what it looks like. All right. So we're getting to that point where you need to decide how crispy you want your bacon. I know my girls want crispy bacon. So this one, some of them are gonna be done a little sooner than others. Let's see, who am I taking off of here? Anybody? Just one. And then I'll flip all these over and get the other side frying and all the fat that's released onto the tray. And it might take another 3 minutes to get them where I know we want them. But you're in charge. You can go as crispy or as chewy as you want. All right, crispy bacon. And kind of depending on where you get your bacon from, like if you actually go to like a local butcher and they make bacon like in-house in their shop, it might be a little different than you're used to. You might even get different thicknesses just because there's just a little bit of variability in how they cut it every time. Sometimes they use a little bit more of the sweet stuff, the maple, on the bacon when they cure it. So, you know, sometimes it'll get darker. But that's kind of the magic of going to your local butcher. You get really high quality meat, and there's always just a little bit of variation in like the product that you get, which is cool. I appreciate that. And then sometimes, you know, like the size of the belly that they get maybe is off of their spec just a little, so it's a little skinnier. Anyway, tray with fat. So because this is awesome bacon from the butcher shop, I'm gonna save this fat. I'm gonna pour it into a mason jar or cool it off, and then I'll just keep it in the fridge, and then I can use it to cook other things or sear meat. And then just throw the paper away when it cools off. You don't wanna melt your trash bag and then have grease all over the inside of your trash can. On the other side of things, if you don't wanna save the fat, leave this somewhere on the counter and let it set up. Let it kind of solidify, and then when you throw it away, you don't have to worry about grease going all over the place. So that's it. It's that simple. Crispy bacon, no mess cooking it, no mess cleaning up. Easy.